I want to welcome you into a conversation that I'm having with Wendy Long, an old friend, a stalwart, brilliant advocate for life, and who has the courage to take on sitting Senator Kirsten Gillibrand in New York. I want to invite you in to get to know Wendy in the way that I really know her, and that is having worked with her for so many years and admired her for so many years, and seeing her in action really spoke to me when we were looking at our endorsements across the country. We can't endorse every person, but when you have somebody like Wendy Long, you know you know that you've got somebody who is a Susan B. Anthony List model. And so I really want to bring her to you today and ask her to tell you why she has decided to run for the Senate, what she will do as a pro-life advocate when she gets there, because I want you to get to know her in the way that I do. And I want to encourage you to give until it hurts. We're all doing that for the next just handful of days until the election is called and we have to vote. So Wendy, that's our question to you. What inspired you to get into this race? What does the pro-life issue mean to you, and what will you do when you reach the Senate?
Well, first of all, Marjorie, thank you for having me. It's great to be back here in Chicago, where I first worked for Americans United for Life and studied under the great Victor Rosenblum, who was my law professor at Northwestern, and that's when you and I got involved together in the pro-life community. I got into this Senate race as somebody who'd never run for any political office before, largely because I felt like the country that I love is slipping away from us. And that's the America that was founded on our natural rights to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, all the things that our founders set up to protect in the Constitution. I feel like they're slipping away as they never have been before. And I'm running in a very tough environment, the state of New York. My opponent, Kirsten Gillibrand, is one of the most vocal advocates for abortion in the United States Senate. It just shows me every day how important it is that we get control of the United States Senate and try to increase the number of pro-life senators there. The things specifically that we need to work on, of course, are defunding Planned Parenthood. We absolutely have to repeal Obamacare, including the terrible HHS mandate that forces people of faith, employers of faith, and individuals to violate their basic religious freedom, too, in funding abortion, contraception, and sterilization, and all the other mandates within Obamacare. So these are matters of great urgency. My opponent is, as I said, one of the most pro-abortion women or advocates at all out there. She actually had the gall to send out a Mother's Day message this year saying the best Mother's Day gift that you can give your mother is to donate to Emily's List, the pro-abortion organization. I thought, it's incredible that she's even invoking this on Mother's Day, and it just proved to me that she really is trying to set up this war between women and their children. And in my opinion, the interests of women and their children should never be opposed, and they're not naturally opposed.
Amen.
A great society wants both women and their babies to flourish, wants the best for them and their health. And we just need to carry that message of joy and support for women and their children to the United States Senate.
Amen. There is room for us all. And I couldn't agree more with your message. It's at the heart of the Susan B. Anthony List message. One more thing I'm going to ask you before we go is, I have watched your legal career, and I know that it wasn't necessarily what you had planned. So tell me a little bit about what led you to a little bit of your legal path.
Sure. Well, I was very lucky after college to work in the U.S. Senate when you and I got to know each other for two great pro-life senators, Gordon Humphrey and Bill Armstrong. And when they retired, being citizen legislators and going home, I thought, I had gotten so passionate about the pro-life issue because it was one of Senator Humphrey's main causes in the Senate. And I had become a real convicted pro-lifer, and so that's why I went to law school. I was getting in debates with people, and they were saying, oh, you're not a lawyer. You don't know what you're talking about the Constitution and debating Roe v. Wade. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to law school and learn a thing or two, and then I'll be able to debate with you folks. So that was what sent me to law school in the first place, and then I had the honor of clerking at the U.S. Supreme Court for Justice Clarence Thomas. But it was really the pro-life issue that brought me into the law in the first place.
This is exactly what I mean. This is the model. This is the type of woman that we recruit for the Susan B. Anthony List. Not only the type, but the reality. So the time is short. support Wendy if you can. Send your prayers and your love and your resources in whatever form you can. And Wendy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank